So what I'm about to show you is one of the most idiotic segments of Fox News that I have ever seen in my entire life. Take a look.
I'm sorry, that just isn't real life. You can't live with no risk. Leaving the house requires risk. Even staying home will have some risk. So the idea that we're going to just hide forever from this virus is just never going to happen. We should celebrate the fact that we have the vaccine and go back to our regular lives.
Isn't it counterintuitive too, Carol? Because America is this risk-taking society that settled this country by moving out west gradually. Did not know what was around the corner. There was no drone. There was no Hagstrom map to tell us where to go. We did it anyway. When we went broke, we went to Texas to start anew. There was no social safety net. There was no welfare. There was no unemployment insurance.
Yeah, absolutely. That's absolutely right. You know, the American dream required risk. It required leaving where you were and coming to America and starting anew. And I think that we really lost that perspective.
Wow. So the propaganda doesn't end. The endless just lying and persuasion doesn't end. So what we have here are two people that are fear-mongering over the fact that there are safety regulations in place in regards to the coronavirus pandemic. So what they're saying here is, oh, we shouldn't be confined to our homes, and I'm sure they, are on the opposite side of of masks, that they're probably against them and what have you, and oh, America was founded on risks, and we can't, hide forever from this virus. Okay, well, so let's allow the virus to run rampant, as it already has, but run rampant even more without any safety regulations and guidelines, and kill hundreds of thousands of more people. That's your solution. Because something risks. And if you notice there, I can't remember his name, but he says, America moved out west and didn't know what they were doing, and when they went broke, they went to Texas. And listen very closely. There was no social safety net. There was no welfare. There was no unemployment insurance. Three things that he doesn't believe should exist. Three things that he doesn't believe should exist. No social safety net, no welfare, no unemployment insurance. So what do you notice about what these things are that I just named? They're universal programs. So they're programs that are there to help people that are in need, okay? And if it's one thing we know about the people in Fox News, is that they don't give a fuck about the people in need and the people that are living in poverty and what have you. They hate welfare, and this is what classism does. It tells the middle class that their struggles come from the people that are living in poverty and need something like welfare. They're the reason why you're having a money shortage, or whatever the case may be. It's not the 1% at the top, the 1 to 5% at the top that's hoarding all the dough. No, it's those poor people that can barely afford a loaf of bread. That's the reason why you're encountering the struggles that you're encountering as a middle class person in this country. It's your fellow Americans that you should be angry at. And so they're fear-mongering about experts pushing to make pandemic lifestyle permanent. Nobody's doing that. Nobody's doing that. I haven't heard a single report or instance of someone trying to make this pandemic lifestyle a permanent thing that should pursue to the end of time. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And they've been doing this since the start of the pandemic. 400,000 Americans have passed away as a result of this virus. And it's incredible. Instead of going after the fact that our government is so incompetent that they can't accurately disperse and give out the vaccine to people that need it, and just give it to anybody at this point. Like, forget the rules, 65 and older, pre-existing conditions. Give the vaccine to anybody that wants it, okay? Because they're not vaccinating people. The vaccines are going bad. But instead of going after that and making a point on that and how big of an abysmal failure that has been, They're going after programs that help people, social safety nets, welfare, and unemployment insurance. That's what they're doing. So they don't think that you should receive, these are people that were against any form of stimulus, I'm sure. I don't need to do any kind of research for that. I can tell just from their talking points that they were against it. So instead of going after our incompetence and able to get out the vaccine because we have the intelligence to create one, right? But we can't get it out to people in an effective way. Instead of talking about that, they're talking about, oh, risks. You got to take risks. You might die, but you got to take the risk. It makes absolutely no sense. This is one of the most just unintelligent conversations I've ever heard. And I really regret the fact that I listened to it.